Hello everyone, welcome to Analytics with Asmi.
In this video, I am going to discuss one more scenario-based question asked in a Power BI interview, or you will get such scenario when working with the clients. I will discuss step-by-step approach to deal with this scenario. I have also discussed many scenario-based question on my channel. If you want to watch it, you will get it in scenario-based question playlist. Link is given in a description box. So today we are going to see a scenario based on currency conversion. So the scenario is you are asked with creating a Power BI report for a multinational company that tracks sales data across different countries. The sales data is recorded in various local currencies and the company wants to report all sales in a unified currency, that is USD, for consistency and comparison purposes. Now you have to describe how you would handle this requirement in a Power BI, detailing the step to create a unified sales report in a USD. So this is our scenario. So we are going to deal with this scenario. Here we are discussing two approaches. First approach will be with a dynamic currency rate data, which means that each day it is changing. So currency rate is changing on the daily basis. Okay, this is the first approach, and the second approach we are going to discuss, which is with a static currency rate data, means it is a static, it is not changing. Okay, so we will be discussing both the approaches here. So here we are going to use the Power Query editor as well and the DAX calculation as well. Okay, so to handle this requirement in a Power BI, we have to follow few steps. Okay, first we will discuss when we have a dynamic data, means on the daily basis if the currency rate is changing. So here we are going to use a Power Query editor. Okay, so what we will do, we will import the data, okay, in a Power Query editor. Then we will use a merge function in a Power Query. Then we will create a new column for a USD conversion, and then we will use a DAX calculation to calculate a total sales in a USD. And finally we are going to create a visualization. Now if we are dealing with the static currency, there we are going to follow these steps. First we will import the data in a Power BI desktop. Then we will create a relationship in a data model. We will create a relationship between the two tables. Okay, and then we will use a DAX calculation to calculate the sales in a USD, and finally we are going to create a visualization from that. So we are going to see all these step by step in this video. So let's start. I have opened a Power BI desktop here. Okay, now first we are going to see the first approach, which is with the dynamic currency rate data. Okay, on the daily basis if the currency rate is changing. Okay, so we are going to use here the Power Query editor. Okay, so first step will be to import the data. So to import the data, what you have to do, you have to go here in the home tab, and here you will get option get data. If you click on this, you will get all the options to import your data. So today we have a Excel file. So if you click on this, you will get the file. Okay, here if you click on it, it will get imported to your Power BI desktop. I have already imported the file here. Okay, so to see our files, we can just click on this data. It will open our data pane. Here you can see we have these two files. First is sales and this is second is currency data. Okay, so we will see first the data what we have. Okay, so if we see the sales data, here you can see we have a 4 column. Date is mentioned here, so this is a demo data created. Okay, so for only 2 dates we have a data. Okay, for July 1 and July 2, and we have a different countries over here. Okay, and for each country there is a sales amount, and here you can see in the currency column you can see all the currencies here. So we have to convert all these currencies to the unified currency, which is a USD. Okay, and another data which is a currency data. Here you can see for the both dates we have a different rate. Okay, for each currency. So we have this dynamic data. Okay, so what we'll do here, we have to open a Power Query editor. So for that we have to go here in a transform data. It will open our Power Query editor. Here you can see our Power Query editor is open now. Here we can see our both the data tables, sales table and currency table. Okay, in the sales table we have this 4 column: date, country, sales amount and currency. We have to check the data type as well. So the data type is okay here. Here in the currency data we have these 3 columns: date, currency and exchange. So for each currency we have different exchange rate here. Okay, so we want this exchange rate here in a sales table. Okay, we want another column for exchange rate which will show for each currency what is the exchange rate for USD. Okay, so for that we have to merge these two tables. So for that we will use a function called as a merge queries here. Okay, so in the home you will get this merge queries. You just click on that, and here you can see the sales table. So we have to merge this with the currency data. Okay, so what we'll do here, we'll select the currency data. Okay, and on what basis we have to merge this, we have to mention here. So on the basis of date and currency we are merging this data. So I'm selecting this date. Okay, and here I'm also selecting this currency. Okay, we have to mention here the join. I'm using the inner join and click on OK. Now here one column is created for the currency data. Okay, if you expand this, you can see all the columns. Okay, so we are interested only in this exchange rate to USD. So what I will do, I will unselect all these and only select the exchange rate. Okay, and I'm uncheck this and click on OK. Now here you can see for each currency, now we can see the exchange rate. Okay, now we have to create here one more column. Okay, we have to create here new custom column where it will multiply the sales amount with this exchange rate, so that we will get a new sales rate in terms of USD. Okay, so for that what we'll do here, again we will go to here add column, and here click on the custom column. Here we'll give the name as a sales in USD. Okay, because we want to convert this all the in a USD unified currency which is a USD. So here we have to put the formula is equal to is there. Here we have to select the column here. So we will select first column as a sales amount. Okay, double click into. Okay, when we will multiply this we will get a sales in a USD, and second column is this exchange rate. Okay, and click on OK. Now you can see we are getting a sales in USD. Earlier it was in the currency. Okay, whatever currency it is mentioned, it was in that currency, but we want to convert it into a USD. Okay, so we have multiplied it the sales with the exchange rate, and we have got all the sales in a USD now. We have to change the data type of this. So these are the numbers, so we will convert this into a whole number. Okay, and just do the close and apply. Now our data will get loaded in a Power BI desktop. Okay, it is loaded. Now we have to calculate the total sales. Okay, so for that we are going to create a new measure here. Okay, here we will write total sales in USD. Okay, so here we will write is equal to, and here we are going to use a DAX function which is a sum. Okay, tap to select, and here we will mention our column. So our column is sales in USD. Okay, close the bracket and hit enter. Now we are getting a total sales in USD. Okay, now if we drag this column here, now in the card you can see we have this currency. This is 24K, which is a total sales in USD. Okay, if you want to convert this in a currency, if you want a currency symbol here, just select here and just use the format as a currency here. Now you can see a currency sign here. So this is a total sales created, okay, in USD. Okay, when you have a dynamic currency rate. Now let's see the second scenario. Our second scenario, okay, where we have a static data. So the steps what we are going to follow here, again we are going to import a data, then we will create a relationship. Okay, then we will use a DAX function to calculate a sales in USD, and finally we are going to create a visualization. Okay, so first is to import a data. I have already imported the currency rate here. Okay, here in the table view you can see the data is here. Here you can see the rate is fixed. It is not changing on daily basis. Okay, so this is a static data. It is a fixed, not changing. Right, so first step is done. Second step is to create a relationship. Here you can see these are the both tables. So we have created the relationship between these two tables on the basis of currency column. Okay, we have a one-to-many relationship here. Now third step is to create a DAX measure. Okay, I have already created a DAX measure. Here you can see the total sales. So we are again calculating the total sales in USD. Here we are going to use a SumX. Okay, so let's zoom this. So here I have used the SumX function because we don't have a total cell column here. Okay, that's why we are using a SumX. In this we have a two parameter table name and the expression. So we have given a table name as a sales and the expression where we have multiplied both the columns. So here sales, we have multiplied sales amount into the exchange rate. So as we have taken the exchange rate from the another table, which is a currency rate, we have used a related function over here. Okay, so by using this DAX function, we have calculated the total sales. So now let's drag this here in a card. Now here you can see this is a total sales we have created when we have a static data, fixed data. Okay, it is not changing on the daily basis. And this is for dynamic. When we have a dynamic currency rate data, then we can use the Power Query approach, and for the static data we can use the DAX function. Now let's create a filter here. Okay, so I am just creating this slicer, okay, in which I am taking the country. Now here you can see we have all the countries. Now if we are clicking on any country, here you can see it is filtering the data. So we are getting, for the Australia, we are getting a sales in USD, okay, when we have a dynamic exchange rate and we have a static exchange rate. Okay, so for any country, if you can see, we are getting the data which is in USD. Okay, so this is how we have to deal with the scenario when we have working with the currency conversion. Okay, hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.